Good evening and welcome to Car Stereo Talk, coming to you from sunny Florida, home of sunshine and palm trees and Disney. It's Saturday, you know?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dean. This is my co-host Fernando. And today is Saturday, which means we're just going to kick back, relax, and take some questions, have a good time, and, see what's going on. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, Dave.
I don't particularly like that one.
No,
not for
what
this
color?
show. I'm gonna do this. I don't know. I like that. That's terrible.
No,
There we go. We'll do that.
no.
We never do that. Why not?
Yeah, because it's boring.
What are you talking about? That's freaking awesome.
Okay.
Okay, doesn't matter. All right, back to this. Let's see what that looks like. Fang.
Exactly.
I got back home on Tuesday from Switzerland. Oh,
very nice. Very nice.
Oh, Swizzle Sticks. Okay, he's talking. What's up? I'm fine with coming back from Switzerland. Good evening, Brad.
Good evening.
Can you believe it's been a week since you've been here?
I know.
Like, it's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Hi, everyone.
When you coming back?
Hello from Massachusetts. Good evening from Wisconsin.
Good evening.
Yeah, here you go. Number one car audio. That's number one. Love car audio. That's talented.
It's not. No. Go back.
Number one.
It doesn't say I.
No,
love car audio.
That's number one.
Oh, okay.
Number one, love car audio.
I don't know. Sounds
I mean,
like
it could be
love car audio.
I mean, it could be either ways. I really don't care. I think it's cool. Hello. Yeah. Hello from Vegas.
Hello from Vegas.
What's up, Dean? What's up, Fernando?
What up, Frank?
Thoughts on JBL Arena 26B Infinity? Wants some smoking deals on eBay. Really? I mean, JBL makes a nice speaker. I don't have any problems with them. I think, if you get a good deal.
It's those, buddy.
Is it?
Not
no,
the Arena X.
Not Arena X. It's Arena 26BE.
Oh.
You have a laptop in front of you that has.
Oh, yes, I do. Oh, shoot.
You can do things with it. Hello from Ocala. Hello from Clearwater.
By the way, do you know that I haven't signed in the show?
What's up, crew? Hello from Kentucky. Hi, guys. Evening, gents.
What's up?
I think Derek was pointing at his name. But I mean, there again, either way, it was a very good use of emojis, and I would never think to do that. So if Derek loves car audio, I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean, I hope Derek loves car audio. I mean, why would you tune into the show?
One love car audio. That's what he says.
One love. Yeah, see, there we go. I was right.
You say number one.
Yeah, one. Yeah, number one.
I don't know.
Either way, you were saying I. Either way.
I say I.
I mean, I would just put love car audio. Or you could put an I, but then you get away from the whole emotion.
That's what I'm saying. I.
That's not I, though. This does not mean I.
Why not? Is it the I?
No, it's one. It's
okay.
one. It's one. It's you.
I don't know.
Could be Derek loves car audio. Either
See,
way.
now he's like, I'll punch you in the face right there. Jody. See?
No, that's pound it, bro.
Oh, no.
I mean, there you go. Right there.
Choose
one
violence.
One love. Let's get together and it'd be all right. It's as good as you're going to get from me.
Everything's going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right.
Everything is going to be all right. All right, I'm going to drop this right here because I see this question. It just makes things easy. Where it says, is Audio Control D6100 a good deal for $300? A bud wants to sell to me, but I've never installed one. I mean, I'll take it for $300.
Yeah.
No, that's like a quarter of the price. It's totally a deal. Yeah, jump on that. I mean, I would jump on it even if you wanted to sell it. I mean, $300 is a steal. I'm pretty sure anybody here would give you $300 for it. That's a hell of an amplifier for $300.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the nice thing is it's updatable to the most current DSP, the most current version of their DSP software. So it doesn't even matter when it was made. It'll update. So, yeah. I mean, if you have a need for a 6-channel DSP amp, definitely pick it up. Now, if you have a need for a straight power amplifier, they have 2 new lines of amplifiers. We have the Altitude as well as the Epic. These, of course, are the Altitude 5 channels, looking all sexy up there. Getting
I was
cool.
like, what?
Yeah, so head over to audiocontrol.com where you can find the full list of amplifiers, straight power as well as DSP, like a D61200. Heard some Audio Frog GB60 mids the other day. Wow. What morale, if any, would you think compare to the Frogs, the Virtus? No, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Elates?
The Elates. Sorry, it would be the Elates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the Elates.
That's apples for apples. Is the Elates. So, no, the GB60s are a fantastic speaker.
Beautiful.
Andy's got a hell of a speaker there on his hands with that. I would take a pair.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. But no, they're really nice. I'm going to pull this one up. Hi, guys. I have a Kenwood 9 series head unit. How do I get Android Auto to automatically connect to my phone instead of having to press the screen each time? So the easiest way to do anything is to delete everything from everything, meaning go into your phone and delete it from the Android Auto settings, from the Bluetooth settings, go into the radio, delete it from that, and repair it for the first time. Things like that are the things that people get to when they're pushy in the beginning, and they don't always hit the right button because they're like, I don't know, afraid of something. So Auto Connect is, I believe, one of the features at the beginning. Mm-hmm. I'm an iPhone user, and that is one of those things that it asks you, and I always say no on anyone's but my own. So I think we're just trained to say no now because we're afraid of spamming. You know, it's like, no, I don't want that. Whatever it is, I don't want it because no. But I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, try deleting everything and starting over. That's usually what gets us where we want to go. But you have to delete it from everywhere.
That's correct.
Yeah. Hi. What's up, boys? What's up?
What's up?
Your reusable seat covers and floor mats. Do you remember where you purchased them? I have some need of replacing. They won't sell in small quantities. So the red floor mats that we have, we had to buy like 50 of them, 50 or 100 of them, and we bought them like 10 years ago. The seat covers, we get those off Amazon. Mm-hmm. They're just
neoprene.
Well, these are not neoprene.
No,
so originally we used neoprene. Neoprene, sorry. Yeah. Either way, originally we were using those, and we found we only got like 6 months out of them. These are just fabric, which is really weird. But we get those off of Amazon. Yeah. So, but the red cover floor mat thingies that we have, I don't even know if that company's still in business, but we had to buy a lot of them. I still probably have 50 of them in the package, brand new, that we haven't used. No. Yeah. Oh no, we got a ton. But we throw the old ones away and grab new ones every year. But I will say this: those my favorite is the Museway cloths that we got, and that's made out of the same stuff as the seats.
Yes.
So you could literally get the seat cover, the cloth seat covers that we have, and cut those if you know somebody knows how to sew, and sew it into little smaller things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be really nice. Yeah, for sure. Can you run a DVC subwoofer off a stereo amp, each one channel, one voice goal? Oddly enough, that's why DVC subwoofer was invented in the first place, according to myth and legend. Back in the day, when you had generic home audio speakers, they didn't really have much subwoofer because apparently, you had records, which didn't produce sub bass. So as the home audio genre grew and we got into tapes and there was desire to have a more prominent bass sound now, what you would do is you would add a subwoofer to the system. And how that would be achieved is you'd bring a left signal wire and a right signal wire into the woofer, hence dual voice coil. And yeah, that would bring in, that would be your subwoofer, mono sub, so to speak. But yes, you can connect a amplifier to one voice coil, amplifier, another voice coil. The odd thing here is move forward to today's world. And if you look at like Helix makes these huge multi-channel amplifiers. How much are they up to now? 20 something? 20 channels? 18 channels? Either way,
Yeah.
they got a bunch of channels. And the reality is like, you don't have that many channels in your car, but they do 2 ohm. You can't bridge them. So what you do is you buy their dual 2 ohm drivers, and you take 4 of the channels of these bigger amplifiers and you put it on, let's say 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. So if it's 70 watts or 80 watts or 100 watts by whatever, by channel at 2 ohm, that gives you 400 watts for your subwoofer. Pretty cool. Audison also recommends doing that with their, because that was one of the conversations, that an 8-channel amp. And they're like, you guys at the time, they didn't have a 5-channel amp. So Ken was like, we got a 5-channel amp. So channels 1 through 4 power your 4 speakers, and channels 5 through 8 power your subwoofers. So, and of course, everyone was like, what? I'm like, yeah, put one on each voice coil, and there you go. Boom, done. So yes, you can do that. It's not a problem. Knock yourself out. It's also a great way to take a 2-channel amplifier that's really big, put it on one driver so that you get a normal amount of power. I want to run 6903s active. What crossover would you use? Frequency. 350 up and down. So top them off, bottom off, 350. Good to go. Yeah, do it all the time. Is there a huge problem with counterfeit car audio products? Huge problem? Depends where you're at in the world. Here in the States, not a huge problem. Is it a problem? Yeah, brands like Focal and stuff like that, they do get copied, Alpine. But most of that stuff gets filtered out coming into the US. Most of it, not all of it. 2 speaker manufacturers I've spoken with about their products told me to make sure I'm buying authentic products and not counterfeit. And yeah, like Morel used to give you, they probably still do, give you a little piece of film. Remember that? So you could check to see if it was legit stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There again, I mean, anything that you can sell for a large sum of money, somebody's going to want to counterfeit. I mean, we've had some sketchy product come through here where people buy them offline. That it's like, I mean, if the reality is, if it seems too good to be true, it's probably fake. Speakers are the easiest thing out of all these to fake. I don't know why, but they are. So, and we've seen some, but that is there is a lot of them out there.
They are a lot. Okay, so
hi Dean. Any idea what Mike Rios 612 or 6.5 inch ported box is tuned to? I heard so many good things about it. I honestly have no idea, but what was the 6.5 inch subwoofer enclosure tuned to? We'll see if he responds back. Okay. I have a Bronco non-BO and would like to replace the factory speakers. What would you guys recommend for a direct fit swap? There is no such thing as a direct fit swap for a Bronco. The 4 is unique. The 6.5 is a Mustang. Is a Ford. 6.5, 3-hole 6.5. It's 4.5s in the top of dash, 6.5s in the bottom. Depending on the 6.5s you go with, you can go with Metro 6.5 adapters and get them in there. You need a 4. Obviously, it's a 4-inch non-coaxial from the factory, so putting a 4-inch coaxial up there is probably a pretty nice one. Will make it sound better. The other thing, too, is depending on what you're trying to do, obviously you could go coaxials all the way around. It is a mid-bass in the floor, but it's hard to get like a 6.5-inch mid-bass. Nobody really sells those. They always sell them with a tweeter, and you wouldn't need a tweeter if you went with 4. It's just one of the things that we complain about when it comes to a la carte. What's popping in my head right now that I think would be easy enough for you to put in there is like some Kicker KS would probably be pretty nice. Now, one brand that does sell a la carte, so to speak, but I don't know if they're going to do it in a line that would work off the factory radio, because I don't think like the Cento has a la carte mid bass. They used to. I don't think they do anymore, but those are the Hertz Centos. They used to have a 6-inch mid bass that would drop in there, and then you put their fours. But yeah, so I mean, that's what you got. But there's nothing that's just going to be like magically line up and everything is fantastic that way. It just doesn't work. And speaking of magically lock into place, another that you could look at is the Focal Auditor. Very reasonably priced. And you can find them at focal-america.com. Focal is one of the leaders in our most favorite speakers, meaning we love selling them and people love buying them. If you're looking for that sizzle, Focal is the brand for you. I gotta fix this. This has been driving me crazy since we started. I just keep answering questions, so I'm not really looking at it. But anyways, check them out at focalamerica.com. America. Okay. And thank you, Fang of Truth, keeper of time. Hey guys, what's up? It's freezing up here in Kentucky. Not doing anything today. About to do a full install on a Mint 1995 Caprice Classic. The owner is going all out. I can't wait. Wow, 85 Caprice Classic, bro. Man, that's a car. That's a big car. That's a boat. That is it. Good for you, Anthony. Hey, have fun. Make sure to post some pictures on Instagram. Love to see what you're going to do. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ken is saying to check out Crutchfield has the non-pro Hertz Cento 6.5 mids a la carte. There you go. So you can do some Cento 4-inch coaxials in the top of the dash, mid bass in the kicks, fours in the rear. Do yourself a favor. As much as you want to, stick with the fours in the rear. Don't bother with the 6.5s. You're not going to get anything extra out of them other than just, I got a 6.5 in the back. Okay. So 2 sets of fours, set of 6-inch mid bass. And Rios is on top of his game today, and he wrote back the 6.5s were tuned to 32 hertz. There you go. Thank you, Mike.
G. Thank you so much, man.
You guys need more love on YouTube. Amazing installs, extremely viewer focused. You know, the reality is this. We put out a lot of content. We try to be as fun-loving and attentive as possible. The reality is we put a lot of effort into a thing called car audio. And though a lot of you guys eat, drink, and sleep car audio, some of you, you guys all have friends that don't. And that's just it. I mean, it's our passion. It's what we do every morning. It's what we live, breathe, and bleed. But not everyone is into car audio.
I mean, car audio.
If we did makeup, we would probably be way more successful. Do clothes and makeup. And today what we're going to wear is this beautiful t-shirt with this cool American flag on it. Oh, but it's going the wrong direction. Anyways. Oh, man. I was thinking about it last night. Remember how I was telling you this morning I was going through Safari on my phone, checking all my notes? Camera shy. I gotta get that printed. I'm camera shy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man. I gotta do it. I forgot all about it. So that's one of my tasks this weekend. Hopefully I get to it. Speaking of audio control, how does the LC/D amp sound and compare to the Altitude Series amps? Here's the thing. Like everybody else, there's a good, better, best. And I'm going to say the LC and the D are their premium, or AKA their best amplifiers. However, I don't know what, so on paper, that's what it is, right? Those are their best amplifiers. That's not saying that the Altitude or the Epics are slouches. What that's just saying is that these are made better than those, supposedly. But that's how the house of cards falls apart, right? So, are the Altitudes fantastic? Yeah. Oh, they sound great. They're amazing sounding amplifiers.
Yeah.
I don't know what your level of hearing is. I don't know what your level of budget is. So it's what it comes down to sometimes. Listen, we all want to be right column shoppers, right? We all want to shop in the right column. We all want the best of the best. Thank you, sir. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you can't. So, get the best that you can get. That's always the key, right? Do the best job that you can possibly do. Supply yourself with the best that you can do. Just be the best at what you have capabilities of doing. Okay, that's it. That's all there is. That's the secret of life right there. Just be the best that you can possibly be. And if the best in your world is altitude, by all means, go for it. Because they're great amps. They're great amps, you know? It's funny because we were talking about this week, Focal. It's funny that they're at the top of the page. One of our good friends, we're all together, and we were talking with Focal, and he goes, bro, why do you guys make these speakers? Auditor. He's talking about, why do you make auditor speakers? You know, we don't need those. He goes, all right, well, listen. Here in the United States, yeah, auditor's an entry-level speaker. You know, it's $80, $90 set of speakers. And that's a lot of money for some people. Okay, there's no question about it. But other parts of the world, you know, and here in the United States, you know, utopias are a thing. Like people, like you see utopias all the time. People buy utopias. If that's what you got utopia money, you buy utopias.
Mm-hmm.
There are other places in the world where Auditor is a high-end brand and Access is the flagship. You know, so it's just relative to you. You know, they make, just like, you know, Kicker makes the LX, and they've made the KX, and they make the LC, and they make the Key, and you know, there's a variety of things, and you pick the pieces that work for you. You know, look at the swizzle sticks trying to start some heat. Helix or Arc. Okay.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you were going to say something.
No, go ahead.
You let it out.
Okay. I was about to just
So the diplomatic answer to this is, come on, Swizzle, like, what you trying to do to me, bro? We say it all the time. Diplomatic answer is you download Helix, you download Arc, DNA, and you figure out, okay, which one makes sense to me? Okay. In my world, I'm still toying with Helix. Like, I know how to use it, and I got a phone call. I can get out of jail free card if I run into any trouble. But I understand in and out the Arc Audio DSP, just like I in and out understand Moscone, audio control. These are all things I can do in my sleep. Okay. That one I got to wake up for. Okay. So there are things you can do with that software that you can't do with Arc Audio software. And there's things you can do with Arc Audio software that you can't do with Helix software, or it's really hard to do.
Right.
So there's that. Now, as far as like we're talking hard goods for hard goods, so like if you take one of their DSP amplifiers and compare it to a Blackbird, a couple things about the Blackbird that it can do that theirs can't do. The biggest one is bridging channels. With a Helix, you can't bridge a channel. It's either 4-ohm or 2-ohm. You can leave that up if you want.
Yeah.
It's 4-ohm or 2-ohm. That's it. On the Arc Audio, you can bridge all the channels. Okay. So depending on what you're trying to do, so like we talked about earlier, taking someone's asking when I do a voice coil. So you know, if you're going to take if you've got dual 2-ohm voice coil, you can run channel 7 and channel 8. If you have a 4-ohm subwoofer, you can just bridge a mid bass. So for example, you got a 4-ohm mid bass, you want to put a ton of power to it, you can bridge 3 and 4 to that. You can't do that with a Helix. You got to find a 2-ohm one, or you just settle. So there are some subtle differences that may make or break a system. So any experience with Power Bass OE series? Love them. They're my favorite. One of my favorites. Thinking about getting them or the Kenwood 6902s for my 2001 Blazer non-Bose system. But open to other suggestions. Would like to keep factory amp and radio. Okay. I'm going to say this. The 6902, the C2 that's in that, in my opinion, and that opinion is based on, we looked at a lot of 2-inch speakers. That speaker is, compared to this speaker, which we've tested, way better speaker. Okay. I love the Power Bass OE series speakers. Anytime I have the opportunity to put those in, I put them in because they're simple. You pull the speaker out, you plug it in, and you're done. You don't have to do anything. Now, the 6902s, you're going to have to go over to Metra, and you're going to have to order your factory plug-ins so that it just plugs in. You also probably got to get a bracket because it might just drop in. I think it might just drop in. I don't know. But I think it does just drop in. You just got to buy the wiring harnesses from Metra. In this case, just because you put it up there, the 6902s are what I'm going with. Would you concur?
100%.
100%. You get 100% for Fernando. You got to do it because that man don't give you 100% for nothing. He won't give you 100 pesos. And that don't cost nobody nothing.
Now it's gonna cost a lot of money. All right. So talking about, hang on, where is it? Oh, right here. Right there.
Dean, I think I heard you say you prefer to tune in the morning. Why is that? I have some of my own ideas, but curious. The easiest thing is usually in the morning, my blood pressure is low. Okay. Meaning I'm not angered in the morning and it's still bright because I come in, I'm relaxed, I'm refreshed. My ears have not been violated all day. I don't have a headache. I'm very neutral as far as everything goes. I typically come right here. If there's somebody standing up front, I ignore them. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to come in and focus on the task at hand. So it's easy to do. Now, every now and then, what'll happen is we'll finish a car and we got to tune it that day. So I'll take a break. Like sometimes we'll just lock up the bay. We'll walk over to Target. We'll walk through Target for 30 minutes and just decompress, forget the bay, get all of the noise, all the frustration, let my hearing go back to normal. Because even in here, you got the laser going, you got 3D printers going, you got the fire trucks going by, you got cars. It's just, and then just the of the whole thing. So it's more of just I need some zen.
I need a break.
I need a zen moment. And doing it in the morning, it just makes it easy to come in and be ready, right mindset to tune a car. It's kind of fairy, woo, yay, but it works. So that's why.
Mm-hmm.
That guy doesn't show up in the morning. Yeah, I mean, morning for me is usually 30 minutes past whenever I'm supposed to be here because I got to, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
12 channel. Hold on. Swizzle Sticks is back to this. I'm torn on which one to get. I hear excellent reviews on both. I have all the amps I need. So if we're talking DSP, 12 channels fine. We got one sitting right here, which we're going to talk about in a minute. There's a 16 channel coming out too. Just saying, just in case.
How do you know?
Because this guy right here let it out. I mean, it was line number 1 in the thing. I'm just saying, my bad. So anyways, can you install aftermarket JVC Chrysler Pacific van? I mean, you could put anything in it. I mean, a Chrysler Pacific van. I mean, you can put a JVC in a Chrysler. Yeah. Okay, question. I installed the DNR 1007 XR and the touch sound doesn't beep. It's turned on. I know I'm not crazy. Just want to know, okay, I know it's okay, Toyota Tundra. All right, so so you go beep, beep, beep. It's not beep, beep it anymore. So there's a couple things you can do. Obviously, if it's turned on, I suggest turning it off and turning it on again. That's usually what they'll tell you to do. I don't know if there's a software update for that, but I feel like there is since it's come out. Definitely worth doing the software update. The other thing is there's a restore feature built into the radio where you can go into the menu and flash it back to out of the box. That would be the last thing you'd want to do, and you'd want to write down any information that's vital to the functionality of the radio. Like if you've got a cool EQ setting you like, take pictures. Because when you restore it out of the box, it deletes everything to where it was out of the box. The reason why you do that last is because obviously you want to try everything else. The other thing too is that beep. Okay, so that beep comes out of the front 2 channels in the front. No, because it's out of the front 2 channels. Yeah, it's audio, so it comes out of the front 2 speakers. So depending on what you have your front 2 speakers hooked up to, that could also be the reason why you're not getting a beep.
So if you hit the Toyota Tundra,
Yeah, I get it.
I
But what
mean,
I'm saying is there's only there's a reason why it's not beeping. Okay, beep comes out of the front two speakers. You can turn it off. Maybe there's a crossover problem in there. Maybe there's some blown tweeters.
So what I would do, I would save the audio settings on the radio if it has that feature. Save it, and then go and disconnect the battery for like, I don't know, 5 minutes.
But the thing
10
is,
minutes.
yeah, but that's not going to change
Then
anything.
go back. I don't know.
It's not going to reset the radio. It'll stay exactly the way it is. If you disconnect power, it doesn't change anything. So that's what I'm saying. What is connected to channel 1 and 2? Because
I mean, it was working before. It stopped
what's
working.
what I'm saying? Like, okay, so look at it this way. Maybe say he's got a Toyota Tundra. It's got passive crossovers on it. Okay,
Mhm.
He's got a tweeter in the dash and mid-range door. He doesn't realize his tweeters are dead. Okay, the doors aren't going to beep because it's only going to come out of the tweeters at the top of the dash. I'm just saying there's a lot of reasons why that beep could be off. Or it just could be broke.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's crazy.
It is so crazy.
Look at Brad is just having a good time in the comments talking to. Thank you, Brad. You keep doing it, Brad. All right,
You're doing a great job.
You're doing a great job. So I'm going to bring this up just because I haven't had time to make the cool one. This is the arcaudio.com. So can we pause that one and I'll come back to it? So we're talking about DSP. We're talking about all kinds of cool things like that. Today, this week, we got to find out about the coppers. We had Brad in the comments in here on Monday with our good friend Brian. And look what they left Fernando. This is the same black colored DSP PS12 Pro.
Yeah.
This is the new copper cover. So if you're going to decide to go with some of these cool coppers, which, by the way, they sold out.
No way.
Yes, they sold out.
So what does that mean?
That means that you're going to have to wait like 45 days and they'll have more. Maybe less. I think like
But
30
don't
days.
wait. Just put your name on the list.
I won't get it in trouble like I did Friday. Anyways, so this is the new cover. This is an option. So if you want to build a copper system,
you
can. Because Brad was cool enough to order these when they ordered in the amplifiers. They make 3 amplifiers in the line. Look how sexy this is.
Be careful.
I know. So coppery and shiny. I love the brush look.
It looks beautiful.
I mean, it's killing me because I would love to polish it, but I know I can't. So, because Brian's are polished and it's like, But anyways, 3 amplifiers, a 4-channel and 2 2-channels that are bridgeable. Yeah. Anyways, 4.2, 4.4, 6.2.
That is correct.
I got it right.
Finally.
I know. I'm pretty good about that. Every now and then I'll get it. So definitely want to check them out. They're not actually released yet, even though they're all sold out. So I don't know if the information is up on the webpage, but definitely just go back and watch Monday's show, have Brad talk about them because it was really fun to have him in here. And I can't wait to get these in Fernando's car. Hold your breath, guys, because it's going to be a minute. Okay. April, May, maybe May or June. Just saying.
Don't say the month.
It's going to be a minute. Silver and gold. Yeah, I know. So that's a Christmas song.
Silver and gold.
Yeah, or Burl Ives. Silver and gold, silver and gold. When he was a snowman, moving around the outside of the thing. Oh,
I have no idea.
I'll find it. I already got this one.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
It's okay. What was the other one that you had up there?
I lost it because you told me I tried to find it. That was Fang. So I was trying to see.
Can we just get rid of this one because I don't want to look at it?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. I'm just going to pull some up. You can look
Go
for
for
it.
it.
Any thoughts on the Arc Audio X2 subwoofers? Just ordered 2 to run in a sealed box. Fantastic. You're going to have a great time. You're going to love the way they sound. If anything, one of the things you'll pick up on, if you didn't get a chance, seriously, if you didn't get a chance to watch Monday's show, put it on 2x speed, listen to it, have a good time. One of the things that I was so happy we got them to talk about is the passion that they have for audio and what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And, I kind of led the witness a little bit because I know Brad is going to talk. Okay, because we spent enough time with him, and I know if I ask the right question, he's going to talk a lot, which is what I'm hoping for. And hearing him tell us like the experience of working on these amplifiers and changing out the parts and going forward and going backwards, and just the amount of passion that they put into building something properly. It's great because like when we are privileged in that we get to take you guys as ambassadors into a lot of these places and meet these people, and the passion that we get from them that we hope you pick up on is fantastic. And I knew Brad would do a great job of conveying. These guys love getting up in the morning and doing this stuff. I mean, some mornings they don't. We're all human, okay? I get it. But I mean, you know, like I've talked to him, I've called him on the phone, and he'll be like, "Yep, just spent the whole day, you know, auditioning a tweeter." And you're like, it was fantastic. Good, that's great. That's what I want to hear. You know, and I'm over here going, I don't want to do that, but they do, and they'll make sure. But yeah, it's great when you know, like I said, Brad, tons of passion. It's like talking to Steve Irby. You know, like Steve will just be there and just be like, dude, I got stuck talking, and I use that jokingly because any time Steve Irby wants to talk to you, you just shut up and listen. But I got stuck in the parking lot talking to Steve. Then that trip when we drove up there, the day you took off in the morning to fly back, I was in the park. So I was in dude, Steve and I must have talked for 45 minutes to an hour. Let me get this right. 45 minutes to an hour. So much so that the other person that was with us was like, I got to go to work. And Steve's like, all right, well, have a good day. And then we kept talking.
Nice.
You know, and it was like, and there again, we talked about everything. Talked about life. We talked about audio. It's great. It's so nice going to these places where people are so excited, so passionate, so like, you know, oh man, you know, because if you think about it, like, you know, like we were talking about this the other day, like refrigerator stuff. Because I was like, look what I just designed and built. Look, you know, we got to stick it on the refrigerator. You know, these guys, their refrigerator stuff, like, you know, he's going to come home with his honey and go, hey, honey, look what I built at work today, and stick a chrome to the chrome amplifier to the refrigerator. I did good. Look at my amplifier. Oh, is this so pretty? Yeah, and your wife's like, yeah, it's gorgeous, honey. Good job. Oh, how long do we got to keep this on the fridge for? Where'd my magnet go? Yeah. So, anyways, it's fun. Sorry. Moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, hey. Okay, hold on. Fang says, my earlier comment was about in the 90s, I think that the 8-inch MTX sub I bought were fake. Dust caps fell off, and they didn't last long. Nah, they were probably real. I'm just kidding. I don't know. When I started at AVE.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Back in, we had one pair of Blue Thunder.
Back in the 70s?
No. We had one pair of Blue Thunder 6.5s left. I was excited because I thought we were an MTX dealer, but we weren't. We were no longer an MTX dealer because we were going full in on Orion. So we had one pair of those left sitting on the shelf, and once those were gone, it was over. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun.
I think your battery's gone.
Oh yeah, it is. Thank you.
Yep.
But
that's crazy.
Oh, so Brad says, nope, dust cats fell off in the 90s. It was just a thing. So there you go. There you go. You had the real ones. So, you know, we had super glue back then. Super glue, and felt tip markers. That's what made the world go round. Just saying. Totally would. I'm gonna click on this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, my friends. So, do I go Amp Pro or Sub Pro? Telluride HK. Not all speaker front components, rear components, center channel and sub. Really trying to not go behind radio.
Well, I mean,
I don't think you have a choice.
Well, but the difference between the Sub Pro is if you only going to add a subwoofer.
Yeah.
But if you actually thinking of adding a full system and changing the Harman Kardon system, then you have to go with the Amp Pro.
Yeah. So, and Amp Pros typically will plug in behind the radio.
Correct.
So not all of them, but typically most of them plug in behind the radio. But yeah, so like Fernando said, Sub Pro is just for sub. 1 RCA, 350 hertz down, 350 hertz down, amp pro, 6-channel preamp output, front, rear, and non-fade sub with the volume control.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bobby says, Dean, have you looked at the
D4S?
So I haven't looked at it yet, Bobby. Drew Jones actually sent me a link to download it.
Mhm.
So my plan this week, I have 2 DSP softwares I have to download this. It's going to be a fun weekend. I have 2 DSP softwares I have to download and take a look at this weekend.
Okay.
Or at least get them downloaded. Down for Sound is one of them. Thank you, Drew. And then the other one I can't talk about. We can talk about it, but we can't talk about it yet. Yeah, don't worry. We will soon, but not yet. Okay. I kind of can't wait because I think it's going to be cool. I'm having trouble. Oh, wait. I'm having trouble. You're troubleshooting. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I have a Helix DSP, had some weird noise during cold weather. Okay, so one of the things we've run into a lot this year talking about weather and cold equipment. So I think Brian Mitchell, good friend Brian Mitchell, summed it up the best when he says, if you're cold, your electronics are cold. Here's the thing. You could have gotten some strange noise, 100%. The problem is that it is colder outside, specifically this year, depending on where you were, than the equipment can actually play in. Okay, so we all assume if our car starts, everything in the car is hardened enough to where we can just drive away. And for a car, most of it is. But your car stereo equipment probably is not. Mm-hmm. There is a min-max temperature for your car stereo equipment that, you need to start up the car, keep the radio off, heat it up to an operating temperature to where you're kind of warm, and then your equipment will work properly. But if you're cold, it's cold. Now, keep in mind, these things are made out of aluminum for a reason. That's to vent heat. If you've grabbed a piece of aluminum when it's 14 degrees outside, can of beer, that's cold because that's what it's supposed to do. So, it was probably just cold. I wouldn't freak out about it, but it was probably cold. That's always the funny question we get when people are like, when you put an amp underneath the seat, aren't you worried about getting hot? No, not at all. No, because that's where the air conditioner is blowing on the amplifier to cool it off. Mm-hmm. And that's what about in the wintertime? That's where the heater is. It's going to heat it up faster and get it up. Because if it's 15 degrees outside, that means my processor is probably 15 degrees. It really needs to be hotter than that in order to function properly. So, Hold on. I clicked one over. Save that one that you just clicked on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because I saw this. What car audio brand that's expensive but sounds like crap and feels like you're throwing money away?
I don't know.
I don't know how to say it without being politically correct. There's a mountain range named after it.
Okay.
I think that is. Pretty much feel that way about all their speakers. I mean, one of them's okay, but the rest of them are trash. I think it's more like some of these companies smell their own farts.
Well, I mean, you have to.
Yeah, there's some really expensive car audio equipment out there in general that I think still sounds good, but there again. We've said this before. When it comes to spending a lot of money on car audio, it's relative to what your expectations are. I mean, for example, this same brand, when they came out with their all-in-one system that was pretty cool, everyone's like, I'm not spending $35,000 on that. That's ridiculous. And it's like, for you, but not everybody. Somebody would be like, that's cool, whatever, put it in. Mm-hmm. That system sounded fantastic. And I really enjoyed that system. Some of the other stuff I don't. Anyways, and I had people coming up to me all weekend going, "Oh, I could build something." No, you couldn't. No, for less. No, you can't. You can't even build that processor that's in that car doesn't exist in anything other than that. How are you going to build that? Well, I can build something that sounds just good. Okay, cool. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Can you build something that sounds good for less? Of course you can. But it's not going to do the same thing. Well, I don't have to do the same thing. I just have to sound better. All right, well, cool. I mean, whatever works for you, Chief. Whatever fictitious thing you need to tell yourself. All right, moving on. This one, good. 2023 F-150 BO 8-speaker. Just bought Arc Audio Blackbird with Maestro interface and the Kenwood XR 801Ps and the 1701 coaxials. How do I run what is best sub for 7 and 8? 1 and 2 are tweeters, 3 and 4 are mid bass, 7 and 8 are rear. That's easy enough. 1 sub is probably going to be the best. I mean,
what is the best sub?
I think like if I'm going underneath the seat, one L7T maybe L7T.
Okay.
Kicker L7T. Arc Audio has their shallow mount subwoofer, the Arc whatever. So I don't know the part number. That would be really nice. I'm thinking in prefab world because that's what we live in.
Okay.
So I can go get a downfiring L7T box, slide right underneath the seat, and be booming just like that. 4 ohm driver going. If I want to build a box, like I could also do a Fox box.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
And we've done a Fox box and put 2 P210s full size in a Fox acoustic box.
Yeah.
Sounds golden. Did that in the Nissan Titan or in the Nissan Titan where everyone's watching the video on now. That thing hammered, bro. Very efficient small magnet drivers are what I'm getting at. Gives you a ton of bass and it sounds fantastic. So, if I'm designing this system, which clearly I'm not, but if I was, I would lose the rear speakers. I'd do 1 and 2 to the dash. I'd do 3 and 4 to the mid, 5 and 6 to the other mid, 7 and 8 to 2 P210s in a Fox Acoustics box. And that's what I would do. Because I don't care about rear speakers in this case. Although, no, you know what? I'm doing rear speakers. You know why? Because we got the surround.
Rear speakers?
I got the up mixer, so I'm going to do the rear speakers. No, you're fine. Keep the rear speakers. Because you can get so much more volume, man. We can just make the rears go ham because we'll turn on the rear. We'll turn on the effects.
Their effects.
The up mixer for rear. Route the rears through there. Oh. Super bass for the front doors. Yeah, no, good system. Good system. Have fun with that. You're gonna love it. When it comes to bass, I think 70% box, 20% subs, 10% amp. Nah, I don't think those are right. I mean, you're entitled to yours. There's 100%. You can do whatever you like there. I'm not going to dismiss any of that because everyone is entitled to what they like. But
what will you do?
I think it's
how do you?
I think it's
change.
Listen, listen. You got to have a fantastic box, but the box isn't the end all be all. In some cases, it is the woofer. Okay, the woofer is important. I don't think any one thing is more important than the other. I think they all have to be in a symbiotic relationship with one another in order for it to be, because you could have an amazing box, a crappy woofer, and you'll still have a crappy woofer and amazing box with not enough power. You need the right amount of power. You need the right amount of speakers. So it's like the power and the speaker have to match. Just like we were talking about P2s on the Blackbird. We've done it. We know it works. We know it. And we know the box. Yeah. We know those stuffers will play in that box. And so if we take that amount of power, that specific subwoofer with those efficiency numbers and that magnet, and we put it into that particular box, we get bass that we all love. Yeah. So 33. But
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
and the 1% is me turning
the knob down.
Turning the dial.
So I feel everything has to line up. I mean, sometimes a perfect storm has to happen. And I feel with the subwoofer, I feel with anything in a system, it's a perfect storm.
Yep.
It's either going to be, and that's why I don't care about subwoofers. I had a conversation with a guy on the phone today, and we were talking about it. He's like, I want to do this. And I'm like, I really don't want to. I don't think it's a good move because the one thing that people are really picky about is subwoofers. And if we do something and I can't just take a box out and put a new box in and be like, then it's like, so it's kind of disappointing. Yeah. So I like having boxes that I can just go, you don't like that? No problem. Hey man, you want more bass? No problem. Boom. That's what I want. Okay, cool. Like I'm not losing any sleep over it. I don't want to put that much effort into it.
Yeah.
But I think it's this. I think this. I'm gonna agree with this.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Hey, hang on.
Yep. When it comes to bass, understanding your goals is 100% most important. Volume, SQ, compact size, what matters most to you? And there again, Brad, Fry Guys, man, we're on the same page, 100%.
Fry Guys,
Fry Guys, man. Crinkle cut Fry Guys. As we kid a lot, but we also talk about keeper of dreams, bro. That like you tell me your hopes, desires, and dreams, what you want your system to be, and I'm going to try to fit it inside of your budget. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you're dreaming here, and I got to bring you back down a little bit, okay? But that's the goal. The goal is like, tell me all of this so I can get you to this, and that's it. Goals are a thing, and then of course time is also one of those things. Like I look at it and go like, one of the best sales tools is time, okay? Because if you have time, you can make money and you can get what you want. Yep. Okay, that's just a truth of life. So if you go, I have a deadline, okay, so now we have restriction, and that restriction is time. So whatever money you have now is all that you're going to get because you don't have any time to get any more. We also are pinched on what we can do because we might not be able to have access to something because we're limited by time. Like might not be out. Like 12-channel amplifier might not be here for me to play with because I need more time. So, if you go into something in a rush, you're going to settle. You got to be cool. You got to be loose. You got to be able to move. You got to be willing to just kind of go with it.
Yeah.
So, all right, what are we asking about the frac tweeter? Is it big and hard to install?
No.
Does it sound amazing? Yes.
What's the difference between, where is it? Hang on. Got it.
What's up, guys? Question for Fernando. I also love the K2 tweeter. Question is, are the new frac tweeters as bright and clear as the little more sounding like the dome tweeters? So frac tweeter versus the old tweeter.
Dude, that's so recently we did
we did Joe's.
We did Joe's.
Joe's
we had
the old tweeter.
The old tweeter, and I love the old tweeter.
So the Titan got the frac tweeter.
Yes.
So in my opinion, not yours, Joe's was nice.
Yeah.
But I think the frac tweeter is more musical sounding.
More suitable.
More musical. Just
okay.
I think the old tweeter is definitely yeah. But that's usually what we take out some. We kind of tone that down a little bit, and then the frac tweeter, you don't have to. It just kind of sounds.
Yeah.
It has a nice sound to it. There are some caveats, like the old K2 tweeter. You could put it at the corner of the dash, and it would horn and sound good. The frac tweeter is a little different, because it's now a moving diaphragm.
I like the old tweeter.
I think I didn't think I was going to like the new tweeter, but I think I like the new tweeter better just because I think it has a nicer sound.
Okay.
Nicer sound. They're both bright as hell. I mean, let's be honest. They're both bright as hell. We're trying to find a difference here to answer the question.
And it's hard, It's,
What's up, El Fernandez?
Hey, man.
Woo! Hey, this next and last segment is brought to you by the fine folks at MosconiAmerica.com. We've been talking about the Pico amplifiers for a couple weeks now. If not, and listen, I can't tell you how much. You got to go check out these Pico amplifiers. It is the smallest, coolest little 1,000-watt amplifier you will ever find, as well as the smallest, coolest little DSP amplifier for sure. If you need an 8 to 10, you need a 4 to 8, 6 to 10. They got them all. Check them out at Mosconi-America.com. And of course, for you Bronco guys, these are SB compatible amplifiers. You ain't got a ton of room in there. If you want to make a nice little amp rack that fits up in that corner, Pico will do that for you. Easily do that for you with room to spare. And they have the SB high level to low level adapter circuitry built directly into it, like all Moscone DSP amps do. And of course, you can flip the cover to make the Pico the direction you need it to be.
You're a DJ now?
No, I'm a dancing guy. Does Sony have any new head units in the plans? I like the 9500 ES, but I would like a slightly smaller bezel. I like the big screen, but I would like just a little smaller, like an 8100, but high res. See, I feel the screen in the 8100 just gets, because it tips, that whole nugget in the back just kind of ruins it for me.
It's not like the 9000 ES.
That's a 7-inch. That's a double din. That's just a double din, bro. He wants a floating screen. I understand. Like, look, you have a 9500 ES in your car. It does have a big bezel.
It does.
Looking at Sony's moves and shakes and the stuff that they've done over the years, you kind of can come up with summations of like, I really don't see them updating that radio. There again, this is just, we don't know nothing. Let's just start with that. I don't know anything. Maybe 2026, but I doubt it. I mean, the thing is I don't know how long that radio's been out, but the thing is it would have to be a substantial upgrade, meaning like they'd have to be like, all right, crap, Kenwood has a Toslink now, we need a Toslink. That would be the only thing to get them to update it. But Sony really isn't known for having flashy looking stuff. Like they're not big into that. It's more like Sony. It does this, and it's kind of plain, and that's their thing. And it's not bad. It's just a thing. So I don't know. I mean, I'm with you. I would like thinner, but I don't think it's coming. I don't think it's coming.
They have the 8-inch, the 8100.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. Yeah. The 8100. That's the one that we put in all the time. That kind of does the whole thing. Just hooked up a kicker 200.4 key and ran through the setup. When you guys were listening after you set it up, did it sound like the auto EQ was trying to make it flat sounding? No, it does not try to make it sound flat at all. The key is auto EQing it to Steve's, and I can't think of his name now.
Steve?
No, the other guy that set the EQ curve with Steve for the 200.4. No, there's an EQ curve in there. It's not trying to set it to flat at all. Here's the thing. It's real simple to change the factory EQ in it, all right? So what you want to do, pro tip on a key, which we've talked about before, so some of you guys are going to know this. Get into the car, listen to it. If the center is off, go into your fader controls, all right? So sit in the car, close your eyes, look forward. If the center is here in front of you, go to your fader and hit a button over to the driver's side. If one, usually it's one. If it moves it over one and you're like, oh, perfect, that's exactly where it needs to be, and it stays there, that's the key. If it stays there, then what you're going to do is you're going to go the opposite direction. So if you went one over to the passenger side, you're going to go one over to the driver's side, okay? Now, don't do that yet. Just mentally know you have. All right, now go to the bass, treble, and mid controls. Make sure when you tuned it, it was set to 0. If it wasn't, you screwed up. Make sure they're set to 0, okay? So we're assuming they were set to 0. Now, listen to the system. Keep the fader over where you had it. Don't do that yet. Don't make the adjustment yet, okay? And listen to the system, okay? And go up 1 on the treble. And if you're like, oh, or go up 2 on the treble, or maybe go up on the mid-range, okay? Basically what I'm saying is figure out what sounds good. If you go more than 3, you're tone deaf and just leave it at where it's at because it's not going to do what you want it to do. Typically what we do is we go 1 over and 1 up on the tweeter, and that makes it the way I want it to sound, and most of our customers want it to sound. So now once you get that numbering, so you're going to go 1 right and you went up, let's say 1 on the tweeter, 1 on the mid-range. Now, what you need to do is do the opposite of what you did. So if you want one right, go one left, go down -1, go down -1, and run the EQ again. Okay, fun. All right. Get back in the car before you listen to it. I know. Before you listen to it, it's a happy tone. Before you listen to it, go back in and zero everything out, meaning move this over, move your center back over to 0, move your bass and treble back, bass mid back to 0, put 0 everything back out before you listen to it. And what that will have done is it will now add that boost that you just figured out back into it. Okay, so now you'll be like, oh, then you won't have to do anything. Now, common sense would say you could just leave the radio alone and not do anything because you got it to sound the way you wanted. But we are doing this for a customer, which I don't need them going in and adjusting it. So that's why we run it a second time. And now we put it all back to 0. So it's zeroed out and it's just the way it's supposed to sound. Now, if you put it to the center and it doesn't stay center, like when they're talking or singing, whatever, it's wobbling back and forth like this. You're like, it was, now wait, it's here. No, wait, now it's over there. That means there's an all pass filter in there. And it's never going to be center. The only way to fix that is to go high level into a key lock first, get it to DEQ it, which will fix the all pass filter, and then put that into your key and rerun the software. And what that will do is now give you a perfect center. So just in case you guys ever run into that problem. Okay. Can we call it a day?
Oh, that's it?
I want Seth from Rosen on the show. I don't know Seth.
Huh?
Oh, you want
Seth?
Like Seth? Oh,
Yeah,
he's from Fox.
They don't own Rosen anymore?
Yeah, they still own Rosen.
There you go.
Yeah, he's from Fox. Fox owns Rosen. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, Seth.
Yeah.
No, we'll get Seth on the show. We talked to him a couple weeks ago. And he's got a real busy schedule like we do coming up. So it'll probably be May.
But that will be good. That will be good to have him.
Yeah, we'll get him on. Dean, does everybody hate epicenters when running DSP? They say it's not needed. I know you like it. And I do too, but why is because listen, Bobby, let's be honest. You know why. I mean,
because Dean is crazy.
They don't know what they're doing. You gotta have an epicenter. Always gotta have a epicenter. I mean, we're begging manufacturers to put epicenters in their stuff. We just did the LX amplifier today that has shock.
Yeah,
so good.
I'm gonna have my epicenter.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. Kenwood has
built into it.
We're gonna hide it underneath the thing.
No, it's in there. It's already in there. We just gotta turn it on.
I think we have a better chance of having Brian send us an empty DSP case, and we'll just put a micro inside of it and be like, boom. Right. Hey guys, thank you so much for playing with us. Oh, suffering. Okay. Thank you guys so much for playing us this weekend. Why don't you take care of that? I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Saturday and a joyful Sunday. That's what we got. We'd like to thank all of you for tuning in and playing with us today. We'd like to thank all our sponsors, Arc Audio. We got the Cool Coppers. They've got so much stuff going on. Just think about it. This year, we got the new Moto 800. We got the saddlebag covers. We got the we got the 12-channel DSP. We got the Coppers. We have the new speakers coming.
Yeah.
There is so many more things coming that we get to talk about.
Yes.
I might have to make a trip out there in June.
And just show everything.
And just be like. Anyways, like to thank those guys. Like to thank Moscone, Gladen. If you guys haven't checked out the new Gladen speakers, there's 2 new lines of Gladen speakers. You can find them at Gladen on Instagram, or Moscone Gladen America on Instagram, Focal America on Instagram. We'd like to thank Focal, of course, for being a sponsor of the show. And, of course, as always, our good friends at Audio Control, making the Epicenter, which makes white guy music sound so good. Yeah. Anyways, that's the show, guys. That's what we got for you. So much. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys just have a lot of fun. We'll see you guys on Monday. Monday's it's a short week for us this week. Yes. But we got Monday. And we got Friday. Instagram. We got Friday news. And that's it. And then that's it until the following Monday. That is correct. We'll be back by Monday. But we'll go live at some point because we're going to be in Dallas.
Oh, hang on. Ad is
JVC.
here.
Okay, ad is here.
Let's start again.